Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Vacant Light. Before we get started, I'd like to thank everybody who supported this channel in any way by viewing a video, by leaving comments, whatever. Thanks for watching the video, supporting, and so on. And I hope the 2011 year will be a good one for the channel as well. Today I'm reviewing Sargeist, Satanic Black Devotion. Last year I reviewed their sort of demo release called Tyranny Returns, and this is really their first full-length album, so I really wanted to review this one as well, going through the Sargeist discography. Now this is an album that I can both enjoy and admit is not their best work at the same time, and this is a case where it may or may not be personal preference that might be highly influencing that particular opinion of mine. When I listen to Sargeist, what really catches my ear, so to speak, is the melodic riffs and the vibes that flow really well through the songs, and when everything really meshes together. And there are moments on this album where that really happens, and there are moments when it really doesn't. Now, the first track on here is kind of a neat throw-in. It's called Preludium, which may seem familiar if you listen to Tyranny Returns, introductory track with the same title, and it really follows that same idea, though it's maybe a little bit more harsh than it was last time around. So I like that when bands, take ideas and pay homage to them in their future releases, so to speak. But once you get through that introductory track, what you really get into is, very aggressive, very early 90s influenced black metal, very few flourishes and just really aggressive and in your face. And that really, takes hold of the music, for the second and third tracks on here in particular, and also tracks like Glorification and Panzer God as well. Those four tracks really are the meat and potatoes old school black metal sound on here. And for me, while I enjoyed those songs, I didn't find them as interesting or diverse as pretty much the rest of the album. Tracks like Frowning Existing, Black Fucking Murder, Sargeist, and Returning to Misery and Comfort, those had the more melodic aspects. And I found that on those songs, really the instruments really meshed together more, and the flow of the songs was much better. That's not to say I didn't enjoy the more aggressive, the more thrash and punk influenced songs on here, but they really did feel quite primitive, relative to the other tracks I mentioned. And that may be something you may enjoy, like if you're into the old '90s, the very aggressive, raw, punk, thrash, death metal oriented stuff. You might love that material. But for me, it's just personal preference. I prefer, the latter. Now, really, all you get instrumentally here is basically guitar, drums, and vocals. There's really nothing else on the album. I don't even think the band had a bass player at this point in time, so don't expect any bass riff solos or any of that. In terms of guitar work, it's well done. It's that mishmash. It's the old school early '90s black metal sound, but on tracks like especially the final track, Returning to Misery and Comfort, they really take it up another step and write a lot of melodic and intricate and catchy riffs that really capture you as a listener. That song in particular, it felt like they went from one golden, super melodic riff to another, and it really never stopped. It just, constant enjoyment and constant, interesting and captivating riffs. So those tracks, like especially those last three tracks, really were the most captivating for me in terms of guitar work. Now vocally, don't expect too much outside of the standard black metal fare, but there is the odd flourish that makes the album more interesting. And one great example of that would be the track Black Fucking Murder. It really takes the vocals up to a higher intensity, and it really is in your face and very shrill and very shrieky, and it keeps the music very interesting. That similar idea is used particularly well in the track Frowning Existing, where they use sustained guitar tones and vibes, but push that shrill and aggressive vocal style on top of it. So I'd really like to commend the vocalist here. He does a great job, and for me, the guitars and the vocals are really the highlight of the album. The drumming really wasn't so much. Like the drumming was pretty much, blast beats fill, blast beats fill. That's pretty much the whole album. All in all, I'd like to say that while Sargeist's album Satanic Black Devotion was far from my favorite from the band, I really do enjoy this, and I can enjoy every song on the album, though I do have some very distinct preferences from comparing one song to another. If you're new to Sargeist, I would really recommend that you listen to their more recent work first. such as Disciple of the Heinous Path or Let the Devil In. But then again, if you're into the more aggressive and the more just in-your-face punk-oriented stuff, you might love this album because that's what this really is, at least compared to their other music. Thanks a lot for watching this video. And, I try not to be too opinionated here. This is really just my opinion. This could be your favorite Sargeist album, who knows. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.